So welcome everyone. I'm Rivera's son. I work for Pace y Bene, which is a 30-year-old nonviolence organization. We promote a wide variety of projects across the US and around the world, all kind of centered around creating a culture of peace and active nonviolence. We coordinate a large week of actions in September. We work with a project called the Nonviolent Cities Project. And we do this wonderful Changemakers Youth Grant, which has been wonderfully supported by our great donors and contributors. And we are just so thrilled about this year's Changemakers. Each one of their projects is extraordinary, practical, tangible, and has been so heartening for us to get to watch and see. So I'm just going to share a little bit about the program. I'm going to introduce all the Changemakers in brief, and then I'm going to hand it over to our Changemakers to tell you a little bit about what their project is, how it went or how it's going, because some of our Changemakers, their actual finish date on some of the aspects of their project is after today. So we'll hear from them with updates as well. But let me just share my screen so you can get to know a little bit about the history of how we got started with this. This is our second year of running the Changemaker Youth Grants program. And it's really a part of investing in the visions and the solutions that the youth are bringing forward. We really believe that small groups of people can make big change. We have seen it over and over again, and we certainly saw it with each and every single one of these incredible change makers. Our program got started with a generous donation from our friend David Hartso, who won a Lifetime Achievement Award for his activism and promptly donated the money to support the next generation of activists. There's a picture of David here, actually in his very first action against nuclear missiles. He was only 14 at the time, and the FBI placed him under surveillance for organizing this protest. He went on to be part of the civil rights movement, countless peace movements since then, and in supporting this year's Changemakers and last year's, he really is continuing the legacy, recognizing that we help each other step into being change makers in our world. So we had a wide pool of applicants from all over the world, really, and we narrowed it down to 11 change makers, including Chase Blackburn from Massachusetts, who he and his family will tell you about their incredible Band Together for Inclusion event. Destiny Daniels from Georgia, who did a grad bag project to spread love and support graduating seniors. Majd Ataya in Edmonton, Canada, who hosted workshops to end cyberbullying and harassment. Lauren Gentile and her team, who organized a walk a mile event where they walked a mile in someone else's shoes to raise awareness about bullying and fostering inclusion. And they had a fundraising aspect of this that contributed to actually getting a wheelchair, a certain type of accessible wheelchair for a student to be able to join in sports and gym classes that will stay with the school and live as part of their accessibility program. We really love the work that Theresa and Lydia-Mary are doing in Nigeria. They are working on ending and preventing ritual killing, which is a problem they're facing with the youth there. Maya Frost and the whole team at Boston Latin School and YouthCAN, there's a number of them, have been working for several years to get a underutilized room turned into a wellness room for the students. And they have been so determined in getting this done. I'll let them tell you how it's going and what some of the challenges have been and how they're meeting those challenges. We want to celebrate Lillian, Denbow, Jazmine, Cartonio, and Salley, who combined their project ideas to work together in Oxford, Maine, to do creative skits and posters and anti-bullying work. Sabari, Rajan, and Rise India organized a 180-person motorbike ride against violence and for unity and sustainability and simplicity. They also organized I'm not sure. Sabari will have to tell you, dozens and dozens of school children to do a beautiful peace art event. Katrina Hatch in Massachusetts, USA was working on doing sculptural art pieces on gun violence. And last but certainly not least, Kimesha, Harriot and their team at the in Boston, Massachusetts, held a cultural week, and you have got to see some of the videos of it. It looked like so much fun. So I'm going to stop there and just let them tell you more about the projects along the way. I really am just so proud of everyone, and I'm really heartened to see so many of you here supporting them as well, because what we've learned through this program is that the support that we can give as older people to youth is vitally important to helping their dreams and their visions and their solutions hit the ground running. So thank you to all of you. Are there any questions or comments, maybe from any of my Pace Bene staff members, before we just get started?
Can I ask one request? Would you just share Chase's picture one more time, the flyer? I just want to take a picture of it, of the screen. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love
pull
that.
that up.
I like to share his.
Oops. 1 second. So that's a great reminder for me to just say, you know, tech does tech. And when it happens, we can just take a deep breath and be with each other for a moment. Oops.
Thank you. Oops. I had it and then it left. Okay, hold on 1 sec, please.
Yeah.
Tech is tech. I appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem. Well, I'm going to pass it over to you, Marie, to share a little bit about what happened. And all of the change makers, you have the capacity to share your screen. So please bring up those slides. If you have any tech problems, I have some of your backup slides and can pull them up. But if you can do it, you know when you want them to change, and that's great. If you're going to share video, please remember to hit those 2 little buttons at the bottom of the screen that lets your sound come through and optimizes the video for all of us. All right, over to you, Marie and Chase.
Thank you. Chase, say hi. Say hello.
Hi, Chase.
Somebody has it.
Debbie. Good morning.
Okay, I just want to share, this is Chase, and Chase is a 9-year-old. Just graduated.
Oh, Sharmila, I'm going to keep you on mute because there's a lot of background noise, but we're glad you're here. Over to you, Marie.
Okay, I just want to share that I will be speaking somewhat for Chase. He does speak, and he'll get in there when he can. But primarily for the purposes of you being able to understand clearly, not knowing Chase day to day, I will do a lot of the sharing for him. And then you'll hear from members of our team. Thank you for letting us go first. Again, Chase is a 19-year-old. He just graduated from Mashpee Middle High School as a senior. He will remain there and some combination of skills training, maybe at the community college or other programs until he's 22 years old. So I just wanted to begin to share that our program that we created was called Band Together for Inclusion. And it was a musical event. I'm going to talk about it in the present tense because we plan to do it again, and it's a living and breathing event that really was successful. It's called Band Together for Inclusion. It was held on May 5th. Can you turn to the camera, please? And May 5th. What's your birthday, Chase? May 5th, yeah. It was held on Chase's birthday. He was born on Cinco de Mayo, and that's always a big day for us, a big event. So we held it at his school. The capacity of the room was 550 people. We held a music fest, And the reason for the Music Fest was to use music as, you know, an analogy for inclusion, and to bring people together. So we believe that all cultures, all abilities, all genres, all bodies, all genders can band together, can jam together. And we did just that. So we started the project by, it was in conjunction with his senior project at school. We used it for his senior project at school. So we put together a committee of people that would work to get this off the ground. And some of them are on the call, Ray and Debbie and Ralph. He had a mentor, Mark Lawrence, someone who would, Lisa Drennan from a company called Merge Diverse Abilities, who would hone that message of inclusion for us. So we'd be able to communicate it and have not just a lively music event, but people would have takeaways. Excuse me. Rain, can you pass me my white pocketbook, please? Right there on the chair. People would have tangible action steps, things that they could do coming out of this event. Excuse me, I don't know why I'm coughing. Let me see that water. I guess this is the nature of. Okay, so so there were several components of this event. First assembling a team and then divvying up the kind of, you know, coming up with a vision of what that would look like, what the day would look like, and then putting people in place to be able to implement that, you know, the event. So Ralph Younger, he should be on the call now. Ralph, are you on? He acted as our operations manager to make sure logistically the building worked and all the things were in place for that day. So we started out with our vision and what we wanted the day to look like, but we thought we need musicians. We need musicians and we need lots of them. So we put together a letter and asked to musicians. We told them that it was a, you know, it wasn't a paid event. I don't even know if we told them that, and no one asked actually. We sent a nice letter of our vision and what we wanted to accomplish and sent it out to all of our friends in the music community, near and far. Chase's love is music. That's his tribe. That's where we spend all our time, in the music and performance art centers, clubs, and anywhere there's music, festivals, we're there. And Chase is known throughout Cape Cod and beyond. Pretty much we've made our way in several parts of the country following music. So when we put out the ask, you know, you always wonder, are you going to be able to pull this off? And we didn't get one no. At the end of the day, we had more musicians that wanted to participate and to help in this cause than we could put on stage, you know. So I got really concerned at the end because I had to say next year to people, or had to make it work, right? So in this time, you know, Chase has become, yeah, put your hand up, music producer, you know, stage manager, schedule. We tried to keep Chase involved in all aspects, every meeting. And what he can't say, he demonstrates every day where his passions lie, and he can talk, where his interests lie, and where his friends and his tribe dwells, right? Because he follows them, they follow him back. So we put out the letter and we got all of our responses, and we were working simultaneously on logistics, things like what we need for the event. Do we need a detailed police presence? We worked on our marketing, and Ralph, the operations manager, I want to just bring him on to talk about the marketing, if that's okay, Ralph?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I was operations manager for Band Together for Inclusion, Chase and Marie. event that they held May 5th. So my job was to work with social media. So I did a lot of different programming graphics using Canva, which is a great resource I'm sure a lot of people know about. Creating flyers for the individual bands, timelines, event posters, and things like that. So, you know, and then manipulating all those tangible items into different formats for Reels or TikToks or whatever you needed to do to just keep the engagement up. I assisted with the advertising book that they put together and creating the first inclusive guidebook here on Cape Cod. So worked with some companies and design ads for them, design ads on behalf of Chase and other things. So it was a really successful campaign of just trying to hone in their message, making it look visually so that people could see and get engaged, using, you know, new technology with QR codes, and people were able to donate and scan and things like that. So it was a very successful event.
Thanks, Ralph. Yeah, so Ralph also was the food vendor for the event. He had a wonderful taco bar that people could purchase, you know, their dinner, since it ran from 5:30 to 10:30 at night. So it was great. You know, he mentioned donations, and we have Ray Nishi on the call as well. We raised money for the College Light Opera. At the end of the day, that was our host nonprofit that we chose, and we chose them because their mission and vision, their DEI fellowship committee, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Fellowship Committee. It brings diverse actors and actresses, you know, youth. They're from colleges all over the country to the stage right here on Cape Cod. And that's an organization that is near and dear to my heart. I'm going to let Ray talk about the fundraising aspect of this event and how we worked in collaboration with the College Light Opera and how much money we were able to raise. Ray?
Hello. Thanks, Marie. The College Light Opera Company brings in college students from all over the United States, and we wanted to create a diverse company, which it actually hadn't been before. And we realized that in order to provide equity, that is leading to an inclusive environment, we needed to raise money for stipends for the students to participate, because if you're on financial aid and you have to work during the summer, you can't come to Falmouth to be part of this incredible program where this company puts on 9 different Broadway musicals in 9 weeks. And it's incredible intensive training experience in music theater. And Chase and Marie were really wonderful in saying that they would donate the proceeds of this event to our DEI Fellowship Fund. And to make it inclusive, they didn't charge for tickets for entrance, but they had an opportunity when they signed up for a ticket to give a donation to the Fellowship Fund. And this website was operated through the College Light Opera Company. Another part of the fundraising was a silent auction that took place at the event. And I helped, and Marie, through her amazing contacts, rounded up quite a few items for the silent auction. And what I did was I made the flyers that would represent each item and give people an idea of the total value and minimum bid, et cetera, with a photograph of the item. And those were displayed at the event. And so all in all, with the donations, not only online, but at the door, people were very generous at the door coming in, as well as a silent auction. The event was able to raise $6,000, nearly $6,000 for our fellowship fund, which is absolutely terrific. So we'll really be able to give an opportunity for students on financial aid to come. And that was not something that we could have done before.
Thank you. That was just a perfect example of collaboration. We really worked well together. It just helps when you're doing these kinds of events and you're not a nonprofit to collaborate with someone and to be able to raise money for them. And, you know, so we use the grant money as seed money to do a lot of the things the school had promised us, access to printing. It did not come through and happen. So we were able to use some of the $1,000 for all the printing of posters and all that things. We also created Cape Cod's first inclusive advertising guide. This book is now, this is volume 1, and it's now in, you can find this all over the Cape, you know, in stores and doctors' offices, etc. And it's filled with businesses and organizations that align with the values of, you know, our inclusive values. It also, the biggest takeaway is 2 pages of how-to steps to build an inclusive organization. So these are really tangible, useful items. So, you know, like I said, we wanted people to come away empowered. What can I do? How can I build a more inclusive society? So we have things like camps, music schools, dance schools, organizations that work with people with diverse abilities, lawyers, doctors, opticians, ophthalmologists, you know, the police, etc. in here, police and fire, coin companies, you know, a car company. So we plan to expand on that and do volume 2, and really have a resource for people who want to access inclusive businesses or organizations. One of the things that Ralph did not mention in the in his talk about marketing was swag. We created, Chase is wearing one of his shirts right now, #IncludeMe, right? This is his brand symbol, his face. I'm trying to raise the thing, but anyway, you'll see it in one of the pictures people are wearing. We created an ad campaign. People bought t-shirts, band together t-shirts, and I'm going to let Deborah Mitchell talk about that. But one of the marketing strategies was we danced to Beyonce's "You Can't Break My Soul," right? Not including me will not break my soul. So we had people across Cape Cod and beyond who bought the t-shirts, and then we would dub the music over it and put it on social media as they moved to "You Can't Break My Soul." And every time we posted a picture, someone else would call and say, "I want a t-shirt," you know. So we had t-shirts, hats, mugs. Deborah, I'm going to bring you on so you can talk about the swag.
Yes, my name is Deborah Mitchell. I'm a Reed sister. So I just wanted to say that Chase is a valuable, creative, and talented member of society, of the community. And with the help and support of his team, he has been allowed to flourish greatly in the on the team and the society as large. So I see somebody that wants a shirt. You could just check in with, you send me an email. So I plugged into the project as the coordinator of the swag department. I have a website and a book that I call Popping Beans children's book. So our family has a whole portal of designs from the book. And so I designed the t-shirts with the logo. Of course, it wasn't my design, but I just put the t-shirt in, got it in on the portal. And I just wanted to show you this one picture that I have. This is Chase doing his Michael Jackson moonwalk at the prom. So anyway, that's Chase is an awesome performer, as well as many other talents that he has doing the that's it for me. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Deb. Yeah, so you know, let's go to the night. So the night comes, we've spent months building, coordinating, getting talent, coordinating with the town and the school system for the building, envisioning what the night would look like, and then we needed stage management, lighting. People were extremely generous. I was able to pay people like, and thank God I had a little seed money, because, you know, when someone does stage management for you, that's a specialized talent. And when I looked at that list of performers, it was mind-boggling, like, oh my goodness. You know, I live for music with Chase every day, but we don't put together these events. So we learned how to put together these events. So I came up with, I asked the performers, what do you need, right? Microphones, chairs. We had to build a backline on the stage so that performers could just come in and plug in and get out, you know what I mean? So there was no gaps in the thing. So, you know, I spoke with someone from the College Light Opera. I got all the, I got the how-tos, the logistics. How do you do this? Now I had to figure out, how do I pay for it? Where do I go? So, you know, I asked the musicians, what do you need? They gave me back what they needed. And some of them said, I have most of them have everything. The school director at the high school said, Marie, I got you. Anything you need, we'll build your backline. So with a combination of talent from the musicians and the school, we built a backline so that they could come in and plug in. I hired a stage manager, actually 2 of them. And, you know, one did half and the other finished it out. I mean, to the minute, we got people on and off stage. It was beautiful. It was just flawless. The talent ranged from, we opened with, we live in Mashpee. So it's the home of the people of the First Light, the Wampanoag Indian tribe. We opened with a father-son duo who did a number called The Storm. They played drums. It was electric and magnetic. And then they did 2 more songs. We had Cape Cod Symphony. We had youth from our symphony orchestra who came and performed. Maybe like 6 kids did different numbers. It was amazing. We had the Sandwich Soul youth Sandwich Soul show choir. So they're like 38 youth from Sandwich High School who are nationally known and awarded musicians. And they came and did a couple of numbers with Chase. So the organic thing that happened with this event, which we envisioned, was that people would band together. So Chase organically got up on stage and performed with Sandwich Soul, the big show choir. He accompanied musicians with his, I brought his equipment and put it on stage, his acoustic guitar, his djembes, a few of his other instruments, and just left them there on stage. I didn't say anything to Chase. Organically, he got up on this big stage with the musicians and did what he does. He's around music pretty much every day. Last night he performed with a Latin band, Alex Torres band at Mashpee Commons. We bring his instruments, he gets on stage, he's with the band. That's what band together means, all abilities. Music has the ability to bring people together. There's really no mistakes in music, just like there's no mistakes in people, right? God didn't make mistakes in creating Chase, he didn't make mistakes in creating music. It's about bringing together harmonies and melodies and diverse instruments and creating something. So he got up and he performed with all these bands. Can you put that down, please?
I'm sorry.
The biggest thing,
babe.
he got on the drum set with the country singer, Nashville, Tennessee's Anthony Kaye, one of his favorite musicians of all times. He sat on the drum set behind Anthony as he was doing his set, and he played along with him. Every song, he has one song, his signature song, Marry Me, that he sings with Chase. But everybody in the crowd was sitting there going, is this really happening? You know, really? Like Chase has been in drum lessons for 3 years at a local inclusive music company, Steeple Street Music. And what went in came out that day. So we saw the power of inclusion at work through Chase and others who got up on the stage. When we brought the African drummers and dancers, people got up, all ages, all abilities, all cultures got up and danced together on stage. So what we envisioned happened organically when we created space for it to happen. People came together. There were dignitaries in the audience. There were selectmen from our town, administrators from the school. The DA came out for us, etc. So we are very pleased with what we were able to accomplish. And people around town that could not make it said, keep doing it. People, you are going to, so we didn't fill the room. I thought, I know everybody in town, I'm gonna fill 500 seats on Cinco de Mayo Friday night when all kids are in sports and playing and everyone has a life and graduations and things are going on, but they're gonna come out. So we got about 250 and we were very happy with that. There were people in the room that I didn't even know that were there. People came over the bridge as far away as Natick, Boston, Brockton, towns outside of Cape Cod. We are just so pleased with everyone who did come, and people are asking for the book and people are asking for the event again. So we're really proud of our accomplishments, and we are so thankful to your organization, Rivera, that I just can't say enough about the opportunity that is created for Chase to be able to continue his message of #IncludeMe, which has been started in 2018. So people have benefited from his message and his work. He has a body of work, not just this, but a body of work that he works on every day, connecting with our community and with the world.
Thank
Right,
you.
Does Chase want to say anything?
Yep.
Does he want to say thank you to everybody?
Yeah.
You want to say thank you?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're welcome.
It Debbie.
So
Yeah.
You're welcome, Chase.
thank you to your whole team. That was amazing, and we so appreciate getting to hear so much of the thoughtfulness and the details that went into it. I'm just going to share a few of the photos you shared with me so people can catch a glimpse of what this looks like, and then we'll go over to Destiny Daniel to share her story.
Thank you.
But the event was so beautiful, and I just wanted to give you guys a chance to see what happened in person. And thank you, Marie and team, for sharing these photos. And you can feel Chase's spirit in it, and the wonderful work that you guys have all done pulling together this enormous community to hold this event. So we're so proud of you. We're so grateful to know Chase, and we're just blown away by all that you've accomplished. So thank you. And all of that will be in the recording, so you can grab those screenshots and all of that too. So Destiny, let's go over to you and share a little bit about your beautiful project. We want to make sure we have time for everyone today. So let's keep it around 10 minutes each and pass the mic along. But yes, Destiny, go for it.
Hi, everyone. Thank you all so much for having me. And I want to say, Chase, you had such a beautiful project, and your whole family, the whole community behind Chase, I really loved, and I thought it was so beautiful. So my initiative was the Grad Bag Project, and it was a take on why pouring into youth mental health can decrease violence. So just as background, I'm a 20-year-old undergraduate student at Howard University from Atlanta, Georgia. And I love to say I'm a TV connoisseur. I've watched like everything under the sun. And I love reality TV, but I hate the reality that so many youth wake up to face. And that is really what I targeted with the Grad Back Project. I understand that it still takes a village to raise a strong and healthy person. So this initiative focused on spreading love to combat teen violence by giving seniors at Frederick Douglass High School, and I'll talk more about that, North Star sacks. So Douglass defined the North Star as a star of hope, and I wanted these bags to foster hope by addressing student struggles and providing resources to help them. So essentially, just some background about mental health. So more than 1 in 10 high school students in the United States have seriously considered attempting suicide in the past year. And 50% of Atlanta high schoolers report feeling depressed or sad or withdrawn. And the school I chose, Douglas High School, has the lowest graduation rate in the district of Atlanta Public Schools at 69% and a 49.2% school failure rate, which meant that 49.2% of students in the school are failing at least one class. And so I decided it's time to make them some North Star Sacks and inspire them to let them know that their nail is not forever. Like whatever they're going through, it is so valid. Their emotions are so valid, but there is hope. So yeah, I included a bunch of like wellness items, but the ones that really took the most time are affirmation cards, mental health resource pages, and letters from the community. So an example of an affirmation was it was different standards. So one standard was inspire each other, especially youth and elders. And then the question was, who and what inspires you? And the affirmation is, I am an inspiration to those around me, and they're an inspiration to me. Youth like me and elders are our history and future. So yeah, just putting in a bunch of affirmations within these bags for each of the students. And we made 226 bags for 207 students. So we had extras that went to teachers and juniors at the school and stuff like that too. But just kind of moving on. So the process, I feel like wellness items, it's not new under the sun at all. It's very practical, but I feel like a lot of people might get left under the dust. Like, not everyone has access to these resources. And each year is an opportunity to really educate students on their resources, on knowing that they have a purpose, on empowering them. So yeah, very practical. The process went all in a bedroom. My goal was to get 207 letters of encouragement for each student's bag. Although I didn't hit 207 letters exactly, it was still a great way for me to learn how to organize and things of that nature. And I was able to get I did get many letters, and I got letters from judges, from like friends that I know in different countries, in France and in Nigeria, in different cohorts I'm in, as well as like students, college students as well. So we were able to get a lot of students individualized letters, as well as, different wellness items that they can partake in. Because, high school is only half of the journey. So that was another thing. And so the letters were the big part, a huge part of this, because I wanted each student to get an individual letter. And they were very personal. They touched on hard things. And I feel like that relatability and that conversation, that honest communication is very important for somebody to read, to know that they can do this and that they're not alone with whatever struggle they're facing. So ultimately, it culminated. I partnered with the program, Frederick Douglass High School, and their program manager, and we plan to have a discussion, a conversation on mental health at their assembly in May. Unfortunately, due to conflicting dates within their senior picnics, the assembly, and like graduation requirements and the weather, school closing, different things of that nature, we weren't able to. And so I had to drop off the bags at the school, and they gave it to students via classrooms. But they also, the program manager did promise me that as they gave it to all the students, they did go over mental health, why this was important, that things they can use the bag for and things of that nature. So although I wasn't able to have my assembly, I was still able to give back and make sure that they know that their mental health is important, and that people in the community see them, they love them, and that they support them. And yeah, it was 207 seniors. We made 226 bags, just to continue to, make sure no stone was left unturned. And the bags were so plentiful. I had a huge trunk load, and then some in the car too. So it was really exciting for me. And so I just say, what should you take away? Like, it is just our responsibility to pour into our community, especially the next generation. A lot of times we all are struggling. We're all going through different things. Like, the world is very crazy right now. But we can't forget, elders, everyone, youth, like we all need that love. And it's important that we build community to continue to support one another. And then like violence can be a cry for help. You never know what someone's going through. You never know the intentions behind things. Obviously, there are real mental illnesses and disorders, but sometimes people can make acts of violence just based off of not having those resources and proper education. So support and love is very important. And then lastly, we have to work to make sure we are educating people on their resources, letting them know that they have options, and letting them know that there is light. Because if you don't see that light, it's hard to know what path for you to go on, weighing your options. But if we can let people in high school, like seniors in high school who may be failing their classes, not knowing are going to graduate, if we can let them know that they have options, that they are powerful beyond measure, and that they can do this, it may make a difference. So just want to thank you all for listening to me. Thank you to the organization. And yeah, I'm just very excited for this. And I feel like I'm going to continue to scale this, partnering with nonprofits in the future, and so on. So thank y'all.
Wow, Destiny, that is
Congratulations.
amazing. Thank you so much for the thoughtfulness, the statistics, and the heart that you're putting into this particular project. I think you'll see in the chat box, now that you're not in the screen share, just it is lit up with just wonderful comments and appreciations for all the work that you've done. Is there any like brief comment from anyone that you want to say to Destiny?
I just want to ask Destiny, like, what was in the what was in the grab bags, and were they for high school students again? They were in the grab bag?
Yeah, so it was a bunch of different wellness items. It was like healthy snacks. It was quotes from Frederick Douglass, because they are Frederick Douglass High School students, like quotes on cards. It was affirmation cards as well. Letters of support from community members. It was journals, and pencils for their journals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, oh, and like tumblers for them to make healthy snacks, with bottles of water, and tea packets provided for like a few tea packets each for each of them as well. So yeah, just different wellness items. And it was for seniors at the like lowest performing high school in Atlanta.
Wow, congratulations. Thank you for sharing that. Mhm.
Thank you all.
Oh, Kathleen, I see your hand up.
Well, I just wanted to congratulate Destiny again on, you can see the passion in the work that she has done. You can see the effort and determination she has put in. And as a high school teacher, it actually makes me feel very emotional that she would do something so grand for the future of our children. I'm very impressed.
Thank you so much, Kathleen. I really appreciate it. And I just really appreciate all of y'all's support, like pouring into me, because I'll continue to be a change maker and do this work. So just thank you all.
Can you put a website or something in the chat so we can donate to you? Is that something?
I actually, because this was just based off of the grant that I received here, that I didn't make like a website for it, but I will have more initiatives. So I can definitely put my LinkedIn if anyone is willing to connect, because I want to continue to grow this as well.
Thank you.
Great idea. We love the idea that this is really seed money to keep you guys keep going. Both of your stories have really emphasized that element, and we're really happy to hear that. Let's go over to Lillian and Jazmine and Callie. If you're on the phone, do you want to share about your anti-bullying project?
Yeah. Would you like us to have our cameras on?
Yeah, I think it'd be nice if you have the bandwidth for it. It'd be great for people to get to see you.
All right. Hi, I'm Lillian. My group should be here, or most of them. A couple of them do have to leave soon.
Hello.
Okay, so oops. Okay, so our grant is not complete yet, but we have made this slideshow to help show how it's coming along so far. So I'm Lillian. A little bit about me is I go to Oxford Hills Middle School with my group, and we've been so happy that we are able to be a part of this, and yeah. Jazmine, do you want to read this?
Sure. What does our grant title? Our grant is about showing support for people who have been bullied, and help them to raise awareness. We have all taken notice on how it has affected many affected many people, people's lives, and we are hoping to help raise awareness for them.
What we have accomplished so far is currently we have made posters to hang in schools. We also plan on visiting all of the elementary schools in our district, because we feel that if we can connect with more people in the younger grades, because where most of them are going into middle school or leveling up, we think that it's important for them to understand the consequences for everything. So far we have visited one school, and they were all great. They were all like super understanding with it. Over here we have 2 photos of the posters that we've made. And then we've got a photo of our setup. But yeah, they were amazing to talk with, and we were so happy that we were able to include them in it, because we kicked it off with some questions for them. Jazmine?
What we wish to accomplish is to show change in people, to show how bullying is a very serious issue, to people no matter how it happens. We would love to see a change in how schools are affected by bullying. We are hoping to record more information on these slides, how everything we accomplished until we are finished.
And then what we have left. So what we have left to do to complete our grant is pretty much just to finish presenting to the schools and to raise awareness for them. This past Thursday on the 8th, we had our first presentation in schools. We visited Agnes Gray. We talked to the director/principal of an after-school program, and we involved the kids with questions we wanted to know. We answered any questions they had. And all, we had a great time, and the kids were awesome and respectful. We are grateful we can do this in all the schools in our district. Like, we're very hopeful that we'll be able to. We are visiting Guy Row on Friday to do the same thing, but we really hope we can visit all 8 of them before the school season ends. So this slide is a little incomplete, but right here, this is me. This is Kaylee, who sadly cannot be in this currently. This is Zanidee, and then this, of course, is Jazmine. We are very grateful to be a part of this whole project and to be a part of this. We feel very grateful.
We are also very grateful to everyone that has helped, including Kathleen and Mr. LeCompte, our ELA teacher, who helped us plan a skit that we showed to the elementary school. We are very sad that we could not show it to you guys today, unless Lillian was able to find a way to show it.
I do have it up here. Do you think that we would have time to show it? It's not very long. It's 7 minutes.
I think we could probably share the link with everyone afterwards. If you want to share a part of it, that's probably fine, but we do need to make sure everyone has a chance to go.
So the beginning is a skit that me, Lillian, Kaylee, and Zanidee made about bullying, and then
We could probably start it there. We could probably just do like a quick show of how like we started it before we get into anything too deep in the video.
Yeah, and the end is just we interviewed some of the students from our school and how they have been bullied.
So we can't actually hear it. You might need to stop your screen share and go, when you start it up again, click those two little boxes at the bottom left of the screen share.
Okay.
Want to try that?
Let me stop sharing for a minute. And then screen. Okay. All right. So pretty much just in this first clip here.
What's up, loser?
Okay, so that was just our introduction to hold on 1 second. Just a little bit. I'm gonna stop sharing for just a moment. But pretty much what this was to show was to help show a couple skits that we made based off things that people have actually experienced with bullying and when it comes to bullying, just to help like kick off our video, because we didn't want to go straight into like an interview or anything like that, just to give the kids an idea of what bullying can be. I'm hoping to show the coloring book pages we made and we've printed out for some of the students. Just a quick glance of them. We did spend quite a while making these because we wanted to make sure that they looked good and made sure that students could understand them and be able to have fun with them. And be able to enjoy them.
We also had a lot of fun making these, because we also came in with a couple difficulties with trying to put them on the slide, so it was fun. I'm trying to make these for the students.
Yeah. Overall, we have had an awesome time so far, and we've been so grateful to every student that we've been able to talk to and communicate with.
Wonderful. Thank you both so much. I had no idea how many aspects of this project you've managed to pull off so far, including making the video, doing the in-person event, those posters, and the coloring pages. That's just amazing. Kathleen, I see you have your hands up. Did you want to add something?
Yeah, I just wanted to take a minute to recognize that these are in fact middle school students, and I did not help them at all. I was a mentor in title only. I asked to see their emails before they were sent and did some of that work, but they contacted every person, they created every image, they contacted the printing company, they contacted the principals, and just, it was amazing. I did give them a little bit of class time to do it. I did allow that, but it was amazing to me how impressive middle school students can be. I was truly blown away by their work, and I've been brought to tears with pride very many times. You know. So thank you on behalf of all of them for this opportunity.
You're so very welcome. Thank you for the gifts that you have all brought. I hope you are seeing it light up in the chat box. So many great comments to reflect on what you've done and achieved. I can just sense the inspiration in the room. Any quick comments from anyone that you want to share?
I just want to say thank you to everybody who said such kind things in the chat box. It means a lot to us. We've put in so much work with everything, and we thank you all so much.
And good luck with the next rounds of visiting the many schools in your district. That's such a gift to your whole community. So Lauren Gentile, are you here? Some of you have other names and other Zoom accounts today, so let me just check before I share your story. All right, so I'm just going to tell you a little bit about Lauren Gentile, and then we'll go on to our next Changemaker. But I want to make sure everybody's projects get featured in some way today. So Lauren Gentile is in Ohio, and she worked with a group at her school to do her anti-bullying walk-a-mile event. And the idea was that they were going to put on different shoes, literally, and walk a mile around the track. And it would be a fundraiser to actually help a student in their school who is in a wheelchair acquire a more accessible wheelchair that would enable the student to participate in gym class. And the idea was that people would come, they would trade shoes, they would experience what it is like to walk in someone else's shoes. And by doing the fundraiser, they were able to purchase this inclusive wheelchair, which will, I think, if I understand correctly, it will remain at the school for the next student who is in a wheelchair to use. And they said they had a lot of fun. It was a great, enthusiastic turnout. So I'll just pause there. So we just want to commend Lauren for this wonderful event, and we wish you could have been here with us. Our next person I'd like to call on is Sabari. I'm not sure if you can come off mute and share a little bit about what your project was like. Sabari Rajan, are you there? And Rise India? I know that connection is sometimes a big challenge. So Sabari, keep trying to get that internet to work for you, and I'll share the slides and the video that you have sent to us. So Sabari's project happened in 2 parts, and each part was equally amazing. The first part was actually a large rally that occurred. Get this up on the screen for you. Thank you. I see your note in the chat box, Sabari. I'm sorry to hear that. Keep trying. I'll share some slides and some of the story, and if you're able to get it connected, then you can actually chime in, because I know you'll have a lot more details than I do. So Rise India is an organization that works on a number of different social issues in India, and they held a bike rally in Puducherry that emphasized Gandhian philosophy. As you can see, this bike rally, it was a big deal. There were 180 bikers there. They had a truck with a marquee on it that said what it was about. They rallied at the Gandhi statue and had speeches and ceremony. Then they rode through town to I think it was the French embassy, promoting this message of unity and sustainability. I think that's you, Sabari, in the photo. And it was amazing. It was just incredible to see everybody out in solidarity and unity. And the youth wing of Rise India was some of the core coordinators of making this happen. So then the other piece of it that they held was a drawing competition for children. And it was just so moving, Sabari, to see the color, the beautiful space that you created for this to happen in, and all the people who participated in it, both the Rise India team and the adults supporting, and then the children who actually made the artwork. You can see how focused they are about it, how passionate they are at the event. And then, of course, here is some of them with their art. And we always love to see the smiles. There's so much that can be shared about it. We have a blog up already on the first part of the event, and we will add a second blog after this is finished. So Sabari, if you can come off mute, that's wonderful. If not, hopefully people can leave you a note in the chat box, or they can come off mute and share a few words of appreciation with you. Great, I see this rolling in, totally moving. Great job. Great turnout. Yeah. Wonderful. Let's go over to Kimesha. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, would you and your team like to share about what happened?
Yes, we would love to share. Ataya is going to share her screen if you have a slideshow.
Yeah, I can share. So you can just give me a minute.
Okay. Both of you are a little bit faint in sound, so if you can speak up, that's great. If you can move closer to your mic, that's great too.
Hi everyone, my name is Kimesha Harriot and I am one of the organizers of the Cultural Spirit Week, and I am a student at Nauset Regional High School in Cape Cod. So the Cultural Week was from May 22nd to 27th, which was like 2 weeks ago. So I'm also the president of the Multicultural Club, which I formed to help me plan the Cultural Week. The purpose of the Cultural Week and the club is to like bring diversity and bring everyone together in our school and help everybody to feel like they belong. Ataya. The purpose of the Cultural Week is to promote and understand diversity through our school campus, to have a better understanding of these cultural differences that are unknown to me and my peers. We wish to unite our campus and student body. This is just a small step that we hope will have a ripple effect, start spreading kindness and love over AIDS. This is a video of me and my team members. We never knew each other before the Cultural Week, and then after the Cultural Week and during the Cultural Week, like planning and staying after school, we became like great friends. Our bond is now unbreakable. This is the schedule of the Cultural Week that was created by Ataya. So Monday we had like introduction of the Cultural Week, and then we spoke like different languages, and Tuesday was like the deadline of the soccer sign up, and Wednesday was Rebel Flag Day, and Thursday was a soccer event, and then Friday was our major event, the cultural assembly. So we decorated our school campus with like flags of different culture. We had a Jamaican flag, and then we like had a big flag upwards with like different flags, like 100 different flags. So my friend Lillian, like the one on the left is like a design we had an idea of, like we started on Google. And then my friend Lillian made a digital design, like she changed some ideas and make it her own. Like we just took the design from the one on the left, and the one on the top is mine. Like I did that one and put it in the main office. This is the design my friend Lillian created. So this is like when we were making the mural, because we made it from scratch. Just my friend Tonian, she does architecture. So she made the mural with her woodshop teacher, and Talia O'Connor also helped with the mural. So this is when me and my friends stayed after school painting the mural. We did it like in only 2 days. So we painted the mural in 2 days. We stayed after school, we listened to music, and we just painted. And my art teacher, Miss Douglas, she chased on the mural. She chased on the design on the mural, and then we stayed after school and we did everything by ourselves. So this is like everybody that painted the mural. And this picture was taken by my vice principal because we had the mural in display on the laboratory, which is the library, and also the cafeteria. So throughout the week of the cultural week, we contacted the cafeteria manager, and she helped us like with cultural food throughout the week. We had Spanish rice, Jamaican patties, plantains, shepherd pie, Russian potato salads, Hungarian cucumber salad, Filipino chicken salad, and the food was amazing. Like the kids kept telling us that the food was great. My principal came telling us that the food was amazing. So the phrases that we spoke like during like each day of the week, we went over the intercom in the main office, and then we taught different languages like hello, how are you, what's your name, and where are you from, and different like a lot of different languages. Monday, May 22nd, we had like the introduction of the culture week, a daily affirmation, and my teacher, Miss Kelly, is from Greece, so she spoke Greek. She taught some Greek that day. And Tuesday was the soccer sign-ups, the deadline, and then we had phrases from Portuguese and Peru. And then like we had a Cape Verdean cultural lady came in. Her name was Barbara. She taught history in the history classes. So this is Barbara, and she was in the history classes teaching like a little bit about our Cape Verdean history. And then Wednesday was Record Flag Day. We had like phrases from Spanish from Miss Kelly's daughter, Hania, and Sebastian, also from Mexico and Colombia. So this is Record Flag Day, students wearing their flags. This is a poetry and music contest we wanted to have, but it didn't happen because of some challenges. Kids didn't submit, but we're gonna put it off till next year. This is Wellfield Preservation Hall where the art and music contest was gonna be held, but that's for next year, as I said. So the soccer game, Caribbean versus the world, and we have quizzes from Russia and German. And this is the poster for the soccer game. And this is like a few pictures of the soccer players, and this one on the lower left is me and my friends cheering for our side. This is the scoreboard. 3-2, we lost. And this is like a video of the soccer game.
I'm cooking it out, Kevin, don't worry. Your kid can't run. I'm not scared about you. Oh, Team Caribbean gets it all, Team World. Come on, Nelson, make some noise for your team. There goes Caribbean down the field. Oh, some fancy footwork. Oh.
On Friday, we had the cultural assembly. We had a Jamaican dance group, singers, dancers, poets. We had Cape Verdean drums. We had martial arts, and we had an Afghan speaker. We had like a lot of fun things with a singer from Cape Verde. Her name is Candida Rose. This is Andre. He's came to our school speaking teaching martial arts in the gym classes on the field. This is Parachute Ashari. She's from Afghanistan and she came into our English classes teaching about her culture because some of the English classes like read the book The Other Side of the Sky about an Afghan girl. So she came in and she spoke a little about her culture and her country. This is the singer from Cape Verde, Candida Rose. She came into the music classes teaching a little about her music language, her music culture, teaching the kids how to play the drum and a little bit about her dance. This, after she taught about her music, she went into the courtyard and teaching. The kids were dancing and she was singing and everybody was just united and dancing and enjoying themselves. This is a video of the Jamaican dance group. My friends, Talia, Tony, and Giselle, they came up with a choreography emphasizing Jamaican dances, and they performed it at the assembly.
And our modern day TikTok dancers. The group members consist of Giselle Myers, Tony Ann Fraser.
Coming now, okay, wait. When? Tell us. When? No, okay.
And our modern day TikTok dancers.
This is a short TikTok video I made, a recap of the culture because I miss it so much. It's literally the funnest week we'd ever had. This was a dance we wanted to have, the Carnival of Lads, but we couldn't have it because they had a soccer tournament on the same day. So we are trying to put it off till next year. We have it as a back to school event. That was an example of a ticket we wanted. And this is something example of the ticket we wanted, and this is a student treasure public. We wanted to put all the poetry submissions that we would have gotten for the poetry contest, but we didn't. This is also a mixer thing. And I think this is Greek. We wanted to encourage the students to use some of their language in their poetry contest. I think this concludes my presentation and my project. I just want to thank all my friends that helped and the Changemaker Grant. Like, I couldn't do it without you guys. And a huge thank you to Miss Kelly, because I wouldn't be able to do it without her.
Kimesha, I think everyone is just blown away by how much you did and how many more ideas you still have. It's like this bottomless wellspring of creativity on how to advance diversity and multiculturalism and have fun while doing it. I love the idea that there's might be back to school events, or this poetry competition might happen in the following year. You all have done such incredible work. Every single one of those events would have been a monumental achievement in and of itself, but you have put them all together into this thing that is, I imagine, transformational for your school culture. I am so impressed by what you all have achieved and how you came together to do it. And here goes that chat box. It is lighting up with kind words for what you all have accomplished. Any last thoughts from Ataya or Kelly? Anyone who needs to weigh in there?
Oh, this is Ataya. I wasn't able to like speak during the presentation since I was, like screen recording. But I think like even though this is our first time, I'm like really proud of like what we were able to accomplish. And this is just the beginning, it's going to be bigger, it's going to be better next year, and there's going to be, more kids, and we're going to have more members and stuff. And the fact that we were able to even like start this as like a like a tradition, and maybe as like an annual year thing that will go on, like even when we are like fully like graduating, is like really inspirational. And it just goes to show that all you just really need is like a dream and like dedication, to like really make stuff happen. So I'm just really happy that this culture week happened and stuff, and I'm pretty sure other kids enjoyed it. I know I did. And I just can't wait for like more stuff that Kimesha or Miss Kelly has up their sleeve. I'm just like really excited to continue this legacy.
Yes. Yes, thank you, Ataya. That's exactly what I wanted to say. You were all amazing. I was just the advisor. They had so many ideas. They wrote to everyone. They went and found everyone. And my eyes were open to what just a little adult support can do to support and help our youth go after their dreams and to change the world. So I thank you, Rivera, and your organization. It's been amazing.
Wonderful. Yes, Marie, what did you want to say?
Was this on Cape Cod?
Yes, this is like Cape Cod or Nauset Regional High School in Eastside.
Wonderful. One day maybe we'll meet. We're here in Mashpee. Chase, is at Mashpee School. Very impactful, amazing work that you guys have done, and I love what you had to say just now. Let me see, Ataya, legacy work. Beautiful.
Thank you.
We would love to meet with you one day. Definitely.
Please. Yes. I'm going to put my contact information in the chat.
Great. Well, incredible. Just incredible. I am already just so blown away. I can hardly think straight at this call. I'm going to share a little bit about a couple more projects from participants who couldn't be with us today. And then we will close with our great team at the Boston Latin School. So we've got a whole heat of you from Massachusetts. I don't know what's going on over there, but you're all amazing. All right, so I want to share a little bit about Majd Ataya's anti-bullying program that they did in Edmonton, Canada. They had identified that they were having a real problem with cyberbullying. Out of all the schools in the area, their school had this was the worst. So they identified that they wanted to directly intervene in this. So here's a 1-minute video, and then I'll share some slides about what happened. Oh, you know what? I gave you all the specific instructions about how to share a video, and then I ignored them. Let's try that again. Here we go.
أهلا وسهلا بالجميع ومرحبا.
told her I'd rather get suspended than listen to what you're saying. She told me I had to get out, and then other 7 people in private information, creating fake profiles or sending dirty messages.
Very good. So it's about sending messages, texting messages, or whatever. Parents, we have to be responsible of what type of websites.
Ways to protect children and teenagers on cyberbullying and teenagers. And I think that I'm not allowed to be a part of it because I'm a woman, but I take them respect them and give them every single right.
Excellent. Give them
So that was a brief, short glimpse of just the spirit that went into the event and the day. And I'll just share a couple slides with you so you get another kind of glimpse of what went on. And I wish Majd could be here to tell you in his own words what went down. But you can just see in the room, in the photos, how powerful and transformational this event was, and how, in addition to having guidance from older people and speakers at the event, they also gave a lot of time and space for the young people to speak up and speak out and to explore what was going on and what the problems really were, and really engaging people from slightly different age groups in the middle high school, and giving them specific ways to work on ending cyberbullying, which, as we know, is becoming an increasingly big problem, particularly among young people, but unfortunately not exclusive to them. So we all have a lot of work to do to grow up in this area, and I just am so impressed by how they're working with the many ages and the many generations in this school system to transform a problem that they have been struggling with. So yeah, any comments or questions? I can hopefully help to answer some of those, and then yes, Ken, you look like you're about to say something. Oh, sorry.
Wonderful. That was really moving seeing that video, and so glad that this project and all these projects have been able to be created and shared.
Great, and thank you for the comments in the chat box. I'll make sure I pass them on to Majd and his team. The next one I'm going to share about is from Theresa Onokpasa and her sister Lydia-Mary, who are working in Nigeria to end ritual killing. This is a problem that specifically affects the youth in their area, and it's about cycles of retaliation that happens with violence. And so they have a multi-pronged theater project that they are working on, in which they did a lot of conversations and work with the youth to come up with the script. They developed the script, and they're booking the National Theater to actually perform this theater show that they have written about it. And Theresa actually talks about the process in the video, so I'll let her share that in her words. So let's go to the video. Please hold while I pull that up. Thanks for your patience.
Hi everyone, My name is Theresa Onokpasa, and this is my younger sister,
Lydia-Mary Onokpasa.
We're very excited to be here. We're recording this video beforehand because we're not too sure if we'll be able to attend the closing ceremony tomorrow. However, we're making efforts to do so, as we'd love to hear about how your projects went or are going so far. We'll also use a few minutes to talk about our project, YouthAct, which is short for Youth Action Against Ritual Killing. For those who don't know what ritual killing is, I'm just going to explain it briefly. Ritual killing is simply the killing of a person as sacrifice for the purpose of acquiring success or wealth. It's prevalent in our society, and no one's putting an end to it or making an effort to stop it. So our project consists mainly of 3 activities. The first, which involved the sensitization of students in a secondary school in our local community. It was an interactive Q&A session. We spoke to them, they addressed their peers also. They took advice, gave some, took suggestions. It was a memorable experience as everyone took something home. We all had our knowledge on this injustice burdened. Me and my sister, we thought it necessary to do this beforehand. Our second activity also involved distribution of pamphlets to youths in our community also. We gave them these pamphlets and asked them to write out their opinions on ritual killing on the back of the pamphlet, the paper. We used these opinions, their definition of ritual killing, its root causes, possible solution and prevention. We use this to tailor our speeches and the script we wrote for our drama. That's the third activity. The third activity, we haven't done it yet as we've been having difficulty securing the venue, which is the National Theatre here at Abuja. But we're hoping to resolve this soonest. The third activity basically would involve acting out a short drama on ritual killing. My sister and I wrote the script together and it was excellent. The play features 3 young men who delve into ritual killing with the hope of changing their unfavorable circumstances. It doesn't work, obviously. It highlights what prompted them to do this, to delve into this crime, which was poverty, ignorance, and superstition. And it also talked about or led up to the consequences, them suffering the consequences of their action. We try to pass a message. We're trying to pass a message with this play. And with those in attendance, hopefully would be national youth societies, tribal and religious leaders, and the press. They would help to broadcast this message for the message we're trying to pass. We're working with some youths. Rehearsals are already done. Everything's already set. The only thing left is for the event, basically, and we're going to do that as soon as possible. So that's simply everything. So far, everything we've done so far. We're grateful for this opportunity. We would love to do something like this again. Our leadership and communicative skills were definitely refined to the finest. It was a challenge, and thankfully we've been able to overcome it. So thank you everyone for everything, for your support. We're grateful because without this community to show us to appreciate our ideas, and we'll never have been able to do this. So thank you everyone. Thank you everyone.
Yeah, I really appreciate just how courageous this work is. All of the work to address violence that's being done in every project takes an element of courage to stand up to the problems in our schools and our communities, to be the one to speak out. And I think Theresa and Lydia-Mary are particularly brave in standing up to this cultural problem that they're having in Nigeria, and to engage so many people in standing up to transform it. So yes, if you want to send them a message through the chat box, I will definitely pass it on to them. So definitely put your kind words in there. They will appreciate hearing it. And last but certainly not least, oh, I should give you an update that Katrina Hatch is working on gun violence memorials, and she was really challenged with some opposition in her school. So she is reconstructing the project and is thinking about doing a lantern memorial midsummer. So we will be circulating the story of that. So keep your eye on your emails. We'll make sure that you get it. And then, so last but not least, let's go to our team at the Boston Latin School. You've been so patient, and your project is so great. And patience has been such an element of this project. And I know that you're really looking forward to bringing it fully to completion one of these days. So yeah, I'm not sure who's going to take the lead in sharing your story, but over to you.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
First off, I just want to say all the projects I've heard today are amazing. I think I speak for everyone when I say that, and I can't wait to hear like all the projects like once been completed and like hear more about the ones that have been completed. So my name is Quinn. I'm a junior at Boston Latin School. I'll let everyone else share too.
And I'm Gretchen, and I'm a sophomore at Boston Latin School.
I'm Esther, and I'm a senior at Boston Latin School.
Okay, I'm gonna start sharing my screen now. Okay. Wait, can you see the tabs too, or just it's fine? Okay. So our project is the sustainability room at Boston Latin School, and here's a bit more about that.
So this project has been in planning within the club for like more than 10 years already, but the real big push of it was in 2018, and then obviously COVID happened, so there were a lot of complications with that, and it was continued just recently with the help of this funding. And we began with and continued with our collaboration with the architect from HMFH, who has been a lot of help throughout this with what we can and can't do and how our room is going to look.
Yeah, so beginning from around last year to this year, we worked a lot with an architect to plan more of the room, and then this year we began making a lot of that progress because of Bene and the funding that helped us to push this project forward. And it kind of all started when students at our school recognized that there had to be a space for mental health that was in our area after school, and a space for non-academic space where students could gather. And we recognized that one of the schools in our school was underutilized and really wanted to bring a new purpose for it. And then here's a picture of our club. In front of our club room.
So this is our blueprint, and it's a modified version of what the architect gave us. And it's basically just showing the purposes and sections of our room. So the first section is the art and study area, which is gonna have like tables and like maybe the mural and like light in there, and it's going to be like somewhere where you can just sit down, maybe work on something, but obviously not required. You can maybe talk, but it's going to be less active and compared to the other sections. And then the second area is the collaboration area, which will have like a sofa, like a little coffee table, like seats somewhere where you can have like group discussions, like relax a little more. And then the last section is the gather area, which will have like a rug, beanbag, a very like informal area where you can just chill, hang out with people, try to like focus on yourself and mental health more than like what's going around in such a busy school.
And so there's going to be natural lighting and the nature theme. And you can see this picture on the right is the color palettes that our fellow member has picked out. And I think we've decided on more of a green tone. And it's like basically a mental health space for students where you don't have to be doing work or anything like that, because the only other area for students to be well, this is mostly during school, but the only other place for students to be during school is like during study periods is the library, which is very much you have to focus on work. You have to be, if you want to be in here, you have to be working on something, whereas this is just somewhere where you can just focus on your thoughts and not stress.
Yeah, and a big part of this project has been securing furniture. So on the left side, I actually have, sorry, the pictures. Here you can see a picture of the room. This is what it looks like right now. It's mainly been used after school. For example, if there's like a concert night, we would put like food in there. But other than that, throughout the school day, it's not being used by anyone. And we wanted to put some furniture in it. So from here you can see like table, chairs, couches, rugs. Those were the main ones we were looking at, and we've been working with the school administration a lot to identify like pieces that we were allowed to put in, since Boston Public Schools system, like the district, has a lot of restrictions on what we can bring in. It has to be like non-flammable and safe to put in the building. And then one of the ideas we were really excited about was this book house that Gretchen already has. And we would put books in here that students can share and paint it as a collaborative project, and it would look something like this and put in the room. And then we would also in the room want to put plants in, and then have student volunteers take care of it throughout the day. So yeah, a lot of what we're focusing on now is having furniture pieces, and we've actually have a furniture shopping list already, and we just need approval from the school to purchase the items. And another place we were thinking of getting the furniture is we could ask furniture stores if they have any products that have very minor defects that they weren't able to sell, and see if we could purchase those items for the room.
So our community impact this has a lot of opportunities for students, such as just mental health wise and wellness, which is a big issue at our school, and education opportunities, as well as the volunteers that would be helping around the school other than just adults with taking care of the plants and room in general. And one of the biggest things we're excited about for this room is our collaborative mural, which would include a lot of different like people, like clubs we were gonna connect to from our school, and like some art students that would help us. And it would just be a big project where we would all be painting it together, and the art students would mainly be helping with the outline. And on the right, you can see a couple of murals that we've done in the past at our annual summit. But we were maybe thinking this one would be somewhat bigger and just better, not better, bigger and better, as in the phrase. And I think that's just an amazing thing to really brighten up this room and bring like a lot to make the room a good and safe place for students, a welcoming space.
Yeah, and moving over to our next steps. The first one, we are meeting with our head of school next week to discuss like furniture options, and hopefully be able to make those purchases before the school year ends, since our school does close in 2 weeks. So we're hoping to buy at least a rug and maybe a table and a couple chairs for the room. And then next, something that we've been working on kind of in the background is recruiting teachers and student volunteers that will be running the room throughout the day. So our school has a policy where every room has to be supervised by a teacher, and we've already begun identifying some teachers that would be able to go in during their free periods to look over the room. So we've been working on an email to them and a list of teachers, and also organizing a system where students can go in to the room and know what their tasks are for the day. So then that would help us start up the room for next year. And then next, for the mural brainstorm / design, we're hoping to reach out to the clubs at our school to talk about what they would like to see in the mural, and then collaborate with the different artists at our school to design the mural. And then the idea is that we would have an outline of the mural, and then everyone would be able to help in painting it. And then the next step, which would most likely take place over the summer, is painting the walls. Right now, the walls are just white and light blue, and we're hoping to use some of the paint that we were able to purchase, and have a day where we could have volunteers come in and paint the room and have like a green wall on one side. And the time frame for these items would be part of summer and then moving on to the next school year in the fall. And after that, we really hope that the room will be in full operation.
The end. And these are some of our lovely members of YouthCAN who have been a great help to this project. And it's really a group effort.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I love how this project has been stewarded by each generation of students, and some of your team members are graduating this year, and how much it means to get it to this step and excuse me, get it so close to being done, and to feel like you are going to push it through the summer and the fall and get that change in place, and what a difference that will make for students in your school. I see some great comments in the chat box. Does anyone want to give a brief comment to them? Great. Well, all of you change makers are doing such great work. And I'm going to turn it over to some of our participants to reflect back, to say what they have experienced or felt, and then we'll wrap up for today. And I hope you all will keep your eye on the Changemaker Youth Grants page. We will be doing another round of this in the fall 23, so spread the word. And yeah, let's go over to Ken, who I think is ready to share a thought.
I am very moved by all of these presentations. I work with Pache Bene, and we're grateful that you have used this little bit of seed money to make these amazing projects happen. And I feel with each one, they could be multiplied across the country and around the world. These are great templates for projects. Every school should have a wellness room and so forth. So thanks so much. Very moved by all of you.
Any other comments or reflections from Pache Bene staff, from some of our guests who are tuning in today?
For an activist feels in isolation, it's just so nice to see the energy and the interest in nonviolence and trying to make your little piece of the world a better place. Thank you all.
Any comments from any of the change makers that you want to say to another change maker?
I'd like to say something, just to the youth that are on here, that, you know, anyone has the capacity of making a difference, and don't let people define you by anything, your age. You're young and you've made such great impact, and you're learning, and you're so poised and confident in what I see, and you have great ideas. So keep going forward with that. You're leaders in your communities and in the world. So see yourself as you are and just keep up the good work.
We're so proud of all of you. We're so grateful to know you all. We're so excited that you're in the world with us, with all your brilliance and your ideas and your perseverance and your dedication and determination. As one of you said today, these are strange times. And we are grateful to, if we have to go through times like these, to be in them with people like you. And we are grateful to be part of your community, your extended communities, and to use this opportunity from our generous donors, some of whom, pitch in very small amounts because that's all they have, some of whom pitch in larger amounts, some of whom, give because someone gave to them along the way. And all of whom have donated to the Changemaker Youth Grants because they knew who you were even before they met you. They knew you were out there being incredible and brilliant. They knew that you had exactly the right solution for the problems and the challenges that your school or community faced. And they were willing to reach out across the unknowns so that you had resources to do this wonderful work that you're doing. So keep being amazing, keep changing things, and keep in touch. We are always happy to work with you in the future and to keep doing collaborations going forward. So I just want to conclude this from Pachi Bene's end of things, and to just give you all a chance to come off mute and say farewell to each other as you sign off today. Thank you all.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.